Hey everybody, it is Kyle, aka Vulcan Wolverine, and it's about 1 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning. But Happy New Year's to everybody! Happy New Year's! Hopefully this year we'll have a lot of miracles. My mom sent me a text. I wished her a Happy New Year's, and she sent me a text, and she was like, "I hope this year will be a turning point for you." I'm hoping that too. Happy New Year. I'm hoping that too. Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to talk about the details of my situation. I might as well, because like my attackers, like the worst point of my targeting is when I wake up, and I wake up and the magnets have fallen off, and Dave KCD has fallen off, and feel like just like complete uncomfortableness and tightness and burning like all up my sternum and my neck, and like even like kind of messing with the muscles and stimulating the muscles in my neck and my face. But then it's healing up in like maybe 15 minutes where it used to be like 2 hours. And it's not feeling as bad because like I'm putting the magnets on the biometrics, obsessively upkeep magnets on the biometrics. It's working. They are they are being worn down permanently, but they pop back up. They don't pop back up as strong, but my attackers, like I have a dude on there that's a psycho. I'm sure you can relate on the human operators on my electronic warfare. And so he just whatever he has left, he's like, we're not giving up. We're not letting this guy go. So it's kind of like at the beginning, when the overt torture, like in 2011, when I knew I was overtly tortured in 2011, I was like, I'm not giving up. But it was such a hard road, right? And it kind of built up on me where it kind of built up on me where I was like, oh my God, this is like huge now. And now it's kind of the tables have turned a little bit in reality, in the real reality, in God's reality. The tables have turned. I'm breaking the biometrics, and I like if I'm up and I'm upkeeping with the max, I almost feel normal sometimes. That's my TV. It's like it's on Netflix, so it's showing like previews, or it's showing like the title screens for the movies. But it's like, so we're in this weird yin yang situation now, table turn situation. Still dangerous. They're still attached to me, and like I'm saying, if I'm asleep, that's where they get me the most. But it's becoming less and less. Um, it's still bad. It's still bad, and I'm not 100% sure. I was pretty good on New Year's. Like I was feeling good, but then it's like they were gone. It's like they had a skeleton crew, and then uh, on the first, then it got real bad again. Then they started really kind of pushing it. Um, but let me just say Happy New Year's, and I hope everybody is making it through. Real talk, real talk, this is a war. Like this is a war, and it's really hard because sometimes I'll feel good and I'll feel like, man, I could start working and writing and doing stuff like I'm getting to that point. But then my attackers will like really push. If I'm not staying on top of the biometrics and stuff, they can bludgeon me with them. The mind control is different. The body area network's working differently in my body, but they can still turn these things up to like, especially with alternate, however many I have in them, they'll direct them all up the left neck and the left, because that I have a lot of problems with that. So they'll hit that, and I say mutilation a lot. It's hardcore stimulation, and I'm bringing it down. But that's a tough thing, and that's been for a long time. I didn't realize I was turned on the video, and I just wanted to say Happy New Year. I'm pretty tired, and I talked to my friend in Canada over New Year's, and we're still talking about. And this is real talk, man. This is real talk for you guys. I think we need to talk about it more. Getting the hell out of Dodge, not just my condo here. Like I'm definitely gonna get out of here. Like I'm kind of wearing down the biometrics, get myself healthier, My attackers are still being buttholes and stuff like that. But if I can get some more energy, then I can move out of at least this condo, maybe get to Florida with my parents, and then from there, work on. I think I want to get out. I think I want to get out of the country. Like real talk. Hard for me to say because I know as Americans aren't we're all like we got to win our country back and we got to get our freedom back and like all this stuff. But like people aren't even talking about people being slaughtered in their homes. We're in a war. Like we're in this giant war with like I'll say because I do want to put this I think on both channels with poisons introduced into the whole population, and then the microwaves too. Um, so and I know that a lot of y'all are like, well, even if you go to a foreign country, um, you'll probably still get hit by the directed energy weapons. I'm working on that with the magnets and the biometrics, and then I'm going to go even further than that, but I'll tell y'all after I do stuff. I'm going to keep fighting, but it's beyond like I don't have a word for it like the when when I have to go to sleep I get worried and then I'll wake up and they've done stuff to me, they've done stuff to my brain and they've done it for so long that it's like I'm like, oh, secularly I'm like I feel like I got nothing left. God fills me up. Everything I say that's positive about God's never let me down. That's all true, but still sucks. Like still being murdered 24 hours a day or attempted murder. And it's like if I just like took the magnets off for a week, they murder. They give me a heart attack. Right now, right now with how I have it. Um, I hope everybody had a good New Year's. I hope we have some miracles this year. The way things are going, real talk, the United States of America, Canada, and Europe, they're targets. They're targets of the New World Order. Um, and, getting I mean, I think individually we can get some court cases, class action suits, and everything. But I look at the Poke-a-Poke, I look at the Poke-a-Poke and how they're hiding, like, they're like, oh yeah, some people got hurt from that, but the court cases and stuff aren't like in the mainstream media. Um, so I see how that kind of rolls along, even though it's on the surface, people know how dangerous that is. And then I think about the targeting and how hidden that is. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe I'll get hit and I can work on the direct energy stuff in a foreign country, but that would, then I wouldn't have all the gang stalking because like they've made that huge. I wish I would have figured out something to talk about. I didn't really. I just wanted to say. I just wanted to say Happy New Year, and I didn't want to get too much into kind of just I'm fighting the targeting. It's going good. Like it's going like miracles, right? It really is like I'm experiencing miracles because I'm working hard, and that's what I do in life. When something hard hits me, I'm like, I gotta overcome this. Like my mom taught me to do that. My dad taught me to do that. My country taught me to do that. The country I grew up in, I don't know what we live in now. That the Americans are good, but America is not good. But yeah, so I'm like, I want to kind of get going, and it's hard because the military people and the electronic warfare on me are kind of like, we want to kill you now because you're going to be a problem. So it's this. So if I'm staying on the biometrics and everything, like it's like I can't even hear him barely, no high pitched sound and stuff like that. And the dude, like I'll hear him so like we're gonna fuck you up, and it's like he's becoming smaller and smaller. He's like this is what I think about. Like I think I've said this. Like the face huggers, the alien face huggers. Like they started targeting me, and the like started over torture and started the overt stuff where I knew about it, like 2011, 2012. 2012 when it started like kind of taking off. It's like the face hugger gets more and more attached, and then like I found out after a long time, and the face hugger just stayed attached through like 10 years and then I found out I had biometrics, and I was able. Well, I was through the 10 years, Dave Case CD, other defenses, you'd kind of get the face hugger off, but then it would come back on, right? Uh, Stick with me here. but now it's like, since I found out it's biometrics, they got a lot more violent because they were like, oh, he knows kind of the score of the big things that we're using. And now I'm like getting the face huggers out here, but it's kind of screeching still, right? And I hear it screeching, and I'm getting it in like that kind of. And I don't know if they're gonna like, maybe, oh well, the biometrics, blah blah blah, so we're gonna switch to something else, and then the face hugger comes back. Um, that's really babbling. I haven't said much in this video. I just wanted to wish y'all a happy new year. I'm gonna say a prayer. I'm gonna make this short and just say hello. I hope y'all are all doing good. It's really rough. It's like when I get on these videos, I want to be positive for myself, because like just when I'm with my attackers, it's very negative. Like it's more than that. It's like a serial killer like saying he's going to attempt murder on me all the time. And I've told other TIs about this, and they're like, "Oh yeah, they just sigh up with that." But when you've been tortured for so long with the type of stuff I have, your body actually, when they do raise it up, it's like, am I going to have an aneurysm, or something like that. So I don't know why I'm making this video like this. I guess they do mess with they're still messing with my mind. They're still able to mess with my mind. Um, but I'm gonna be getting some more help on. I'm gonna be taking some action. I'm getting some more energy, feeling more like myself. God will be able to come in more, and lead me in a trajectory. But real talk, I feel like America, I don't know how we can do this. I don't know how we can stop them from doing what they did kind of in the Russian Revolution. They're murdering people, like people being murdered in our country and poisoned in our country and a lot of other countries. And we're talking about like elections and stuff like that. People talk around things that are happening. There's a lot of people that are speaking out about targeting and stuff like that, and the certain things in the poisons, like nanos and the poisons and things like that. But I think that a lot of people who speak out, they get targeted and then they can't speak out as much. So they're like holding down everybody who has good information about some of the most important things in society. Y'all know I'm not a negative. I don't want to be a negative Nelly. I feel like when you're being murdered and you're angry about it and you talk about it, it's not complaining. But it seems like we are in a new world. We are in a new world, good guys. Good guys and good gals, we are in a new world. We're going to have to learn to make a new world for good people and ourselves, right? We are in a new world where moral relativism, I mean, the dude on my V2K, he's like murdering me. He's like wearing me down and wearing my brain down. And he's like, this is getting depressing. We need to go ahead and finish him off. But he's creating it all. And then he's just acting like me. He's like acting like, because I'm depressing because I'm the murder victim. And I don't know where we're at. This is the scary thing. And this is not just to targeted individuals. This is for my attackers and for every attacker that's looking through remote neural monitoring, through your victims. Through your victims, your probably innocent victims in America. Um, this is a culture now. And what you guys are doing with these microwave weapons and this gang stalking, it's harsh and cruel. And it seems as it goes along, there's no room for mercy. The people who do want to show mercy are not listened to, and those protocols are not taking into effect. But if you want to do a demonic, a more satanic protocol, that's accepted and that's networked out. This is from the other side. I'm a target, but this is kind of like this is a theory of what I'm perceiving happening. And so you guys who are you animals that are microwaving people and gang stalking and being little communist agents, this is a culture that is saturating and it will destroy our country. So you're not protecting your country. You're not just getting a little bit of stuff for yourself. This is a culture, a mentality of like people are dirt and we can treat people like animals. And if you're surveilling somebody taking a poop or a pee, then they have no rights and anything they say is stupid, right? This is a culture that's being created of like people should be treated like animals, and the people, just like the people torturing you are probably just like you, and they're treating you like an animal. So it makes no sense. Just like you genetically, not just like you in your mind. They're psychos. Um, but so I wanted to say that to all the attackers and target individuals. This is very dangerous. It's not just something that's like short term. Oh, they're doing this experimentation stuff. This is a culture of like grounding up people like meat, And I can't believe the world's not talking about it. I can't believe it's not simple enough to go, this cell phone gets a signal, people are at little antennas and you can put catalysts in them to get signals. Our brain receives signal. I can't believe that that is this impassable barrier, right? It's like we're not allowed to talk about that yet because the mainstream media wants us to die. Like, I mean, and I know that sounds dramatic, but the mainstream media hides what's happening in society. It does the talking points of the globalists, and then we're not safe. We're not safe because we don't know the priority dangers. So I'm like, I love America, and I've been fighting for so long. We gotta say, and I was like, man, we're gonna get the Senate to know about this targeting and the UN to know about targeting, and some adults are gonna come in here. They're gonna wrap this up, right? But that didn't happen, and so I'm trying to learn from maybe things that I would have never known, right? Things we would have never been able to figure out, but like, how did things go for us, before the pandemic? And then after that, there's so much chaos. We can go, I think we can, I'm going to do some individual stuff in America. But like I told y'all, what it kind of comes down to for me, and I've been kind of, me and my friend were talking last night, and it's like, he's pissed, I'm pissed. Like, we want to defend ourselves. But, I talk to God, and God puts it in my heart. He's like, right now, man, you can't do any of that stuff. You can't defend yourself because you'll be a terrorist or whatever. You don't really know who to defend yourself from. I know a lot of you target individuals, y'all are like, I know exactly who's doing it. I know what house they live in and stuff like that. In my case, I want to say that, and I want to say be very careful about that. I have doubts that you know exactly who's doing it to you, and I don't want to say that in an insulting manner, but I just want to say this program's very, very tricky. But it's like with me, I don't know, my attackers, maybe they're in the building, maybe they're not, maybe they're in a contracting building. And so defending my life that way, the way that I've made movement, and I guess I'm just kind of talking in general. Didn't really have anything special. I mean, there's so much stuff going on that I've kind of back to the basics of talking about what's happened to me with the targeting. I am going to put some stuff about no Noah Yuval Harari out and disprove what he's saying. Like, disprove what he's saying. I even kind of wanted to write some papers on it about like what we are, because we are hardware. We're not machines, but we're hardware created by our creator, by God, in the name of Jesus Christ, and we do receive things that are above even the secular frequencies of the earth. We receive more. We receive what I guess people would call divine frequencies. Those are scientific, but they're just, I would say, divine or supernatural because we haven't learned that science, right? Um, so I will be putting some of that out. I forgot what I was going to say. Let me just say a prayer. Man, it was going to be something kind of important. I'm a little bit frazzled right now, but making way, making headway. It's a weird situation when you're wired up in your body, this directed energy, like they try and shun it to my brain and my neck and stuff like that. And even though I'm making forward movement, there will be times when they really like kind of turn it up. Like, I'll miss a spot, they'll turn it up, and it'll knock me back, but I'm still kind of making progression, right? It's a very weird thing, and going through the torture for so long, my body's just still tired. I need it all to stop, and then and God's miraculous healing is coming in, 24 hours a day when I feel connected. But man, I just hope everybody's doing good. This is beyond hard. It's beyond dark, and the things that I really grapple with are the conditioning that it goes so long. The negative things in my life go on so long, and I'm a strong person that I never let anything get me down. But the conditioning of like, oh God, one bad thing after another for decades, like it's too much. Like even one of the woman on the B2K, it could be a psyop. She's like, we've gone too far. This is too far. Um, and she wanted to do this could be a side, but she wanted to do things differently where she would have actually controlled me. I would have gotten like I would have probably stopped making videos and stuff, and we would have made kind of a like. And I'll admit this, like I was ready to kind of compromise and go like. And this is just talking to the V2K, so it may have meant nothing, right? But I'll admit to you guys that I was in such a place that I was like, I'll just stop talking about this if you just, y'all get off me. I'll go, move to another country or whatever. Can y'all just stop, but I don't think any of that works because they're just on V2K. They'll tell you anything. Um, Man, I'm really rambling on this one. I didn't want to ramble. I wanted to make a video about the independence of outcome. Uh, Independence of outcome, and I'll explain that to y'all, but it's like when really bad things happen to you that you didn't earn. You didn't earn these bad things that are happening to you. The world's really crazy. It's very arbitrary, and if you're a target, you get treated bad, even though you're a good person. And you have to have a mindset, a perception of independence of outcome, where if something bad happens to you that wasn't merit based, it wasn't something that you did, it was like this weird program or surveillance role players or something like that, where you don't let it affect you as much. You move on. You know that that's not going to be the next situation. You are independent of the outcomes that happen. So you're waiting for a good outcome, but the bad outcomes, you didn't earn them. So we look at that differently. We don't live in a merit-based society. We live in an arbitrary identity politics, cult-based. If you're in the cult, if you're not in the cult, you can be experimented on. So it's all arbitrary, right? It's illegitimate. It doesn't function and won't function. Like societies will fall, and that's why I kind of say like I kind of want to get the fuck out of Dodge, like out of America. It's going to take a long time, but and this is not for everybody because some targeted individuals are doing okay. They can live their lives and stuff like that. Some people aren't targeted and they want to fight for this. But in my situation, I'm like, it's going to take too long, and my attackers have me in a certain kind of place. But if I can do some certain things, I think I can get out of this. You know, it may have to be an agreement with the people attacking me and their bosses and stuff like that, where it's like a certain situation, not like a deal made with them, but something where it's like, okay, this has happened, this fiscal quarter's over, and blah blah. We may let him go or something like that. I don't know how all that works, but I don't know. The thing that really bugs me is just like the gang stalking on me because like the guy built it up because they're doing such murder to me that I have to be a really bad guy, right? Which doesn't make sense because you can see who I am on these videos. But out in the public, like I'm a huge terrorist and whatever they've said about me, and it's pretty serious. Like people treat me really bad. And if I ever like go meet a friend or something like that, or like the example of I went back to get back in touch with my friend, and like her roommate was immediately like gaslighting me and stuff like the next time we met, and so I must have some money on me where they're just pouring money on surveilling me and wasting all this time, yet some people are starving, food chains are breaking. It's even more unbelievable, right, that we're targeted in a time where there's not a lot of money to go around, right? But these are priority things. Murdering and torturing people in their sleep, those are the priority functions of our country, right? I am kind of they're messing with what I want to say next on this video. So I just want to say Happy New Year, and I want to say let's make this year better. Let's make this year better as much as we can with God's help in the name of Jesus Christ. God's given me so many miracles. God, He's almost changed reality to what, like, I didn't think I had biometrics in me. I thought maybe that was a bad thing when I found out about it, but I've been able to affect it more than I was when I thought everything was external. I'm very suspicious. I'll say this just to end it, and like everybody, leave comments. Like if you think I'm not wrong about my situation, but if you're like, that's very marginalized, most people are just targeted externally, See, I disagree with that. I think there's much more biometric involvement than we even know. And I had no idea. And I think I have like two in the teeth and then one in the sternum and then like one in like near the stomach. So I have like kind of three spots, right? I'm not sure about the ears either, but I wanted to say this. I think Dr. Horton was right when she said, I think if you have V2K, that you have a hard time making it go away, like it never goes away, and you've got that V2K all the time, I would almost bet 100% that you got a biometric in your teeth or your inner ears. Maybe somewhere else, but like I would almost guarantee it, you know. Because I'll put the magnet on this side, like my top tooth right here, and the V2K I won't be able to hear the V2K. It'll start shorting out, and then it'll kind of switch. Not like I'm hearing it on this side, but then I'll switch the magnet to this side, and then the V2K will go down again, right? And I know y'all could, the directed energy is kind of flowing through the face. That's what you're getting. But the way that it works, the way that it's whittling it down, I'm pretty sure. And I do need to get evidence. I think that's all. Just happy New Year's, guys. I hope y'all are just making it through. Just let me say a prayer. Let me say a prayer because we're only at 30 minutes. Let me say a prayer and just let God please flow through me, even though my vessel is broken. Then the mind is the seat of the soul, right? And they're messing with my mind, so my soul can't sit down. It's kind of a funny way to say it. My soul sits down really good sometimes, but sometimes it like has to sit on the what's this called? The little hand the thing of the chair. The can't remember what it's called, like a little handrail of the chair. Did you hear me say handrail of the chair? Let me pray. Let me pray. In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit, in the name of Jesus Christ. Dear Lord, please, please just help anybody experiencing pain past their threshold, anybody who's being tortured. Please help us, give us a pathway through the lies and the destruction of this New World Order plan that is rolling out. Please give us extra bandwidth to help ourselves and others when we're feeling down. Um, could just give us your miracles like you've given me strength. Everyone listening to this, every targeted individual listening to this, just give them those miracles. Give them that strength. You're connected to them. You tell me to let them know that you are connected to them scientifically, and that when they feel empty, like an empty vessel, you can fill them up, and they just gotta connect with you in the ways that they love things in the world, co-create with you. Just please give everybody who's being tortured, put into the minds of these people that are doing these things that it's much bigger. It's not just some kind of mission where with their little person, it's a saturation, it's a culture of dehumanization and torture, and it's going to flood countries. It's going to flood countries like communism always has. Um, Please give us strength, give us wisdom, give us hope, give us, what you think we need. Sometimes we want things and we can't get them and things go wrong. In your time, give us what we need. Just perform the miracles that we know. We know you're co-creating with us, God. We know you're co-creating with us, God. And we know this evil, you let it go so far. You let it go only so far. And then you say no more. Please, please, in your time, bring about that point. We need peace. We need peace. We need a stoppage to this mutilation, this brain mutilation, this body mutilation, this gang stalking, this disrespect by people we don't even know while we're going through some hardcore things that no one else could even survive or hope to survive. Please, and the mind control, break the mind control, and let us know how strong we are, how much we've gotten through, and just put it into the hearts of all these people doing these activities. It's going to destroy their countries. Give us strategies, give us Noahs, a plan for our boat, metaphorically, our boat that you want us to get on during these times, and where you want us to go, where we're going to do the best for you, where we're going to do your will. In the name of Jesus Christ, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. All right, guys, I just wanted to do a Happy New Year video. For me, it's like it's good when I'm up. When it's up, I'm controlling it. I'm controlling it, but I do have to, like, if I just like took the magnets off one day, they would kind of boost things up, but it's a slow process, but I just found a very important one. You can maybe tell I'm a little bit calmer, and it was the one in my sternum. Like the one in my esophagus can make me fight or flight. It's very powerful, pumping up, pumping up. And so that you hear that? So they still got it on. It's like right around here, but I think that it's more complicated than just a little biometric piece like in one spot. I think it's like it's a strip that goes. I think it's something I don't know. It's like something where they put it down the esophagus, but and it's long because I have to put the magnet like long ways to get the whole thing. Um, so I'm not sure what type of biometric, right? And then on the X-ray, you take an X-ray, you have your sternum here blocking your esophagus, right? And doctors aren't, they're not, I've spent so much time there to help me, but I am going to be doing more stuff. I'm going to keep fighting this never-ending fight in a rolling into anarcho-tyrannism, a type of communism um, country. So I want to say, and you know, I just want to say this: I want to save our country, and I want to fight for our country, and I will always. I will always, like even if I move to a different place, but it's like I can't even have friends or like they this is so big on me that they slander me to whoever I'm talking to. They get to them, and they can spend as much money because it's like black project contractors on it and stuff like that, but we have people starving. We can't pay for, you know, power in some cities, you know, and our economy's failing. But these black projects have infinite amounts of money to destroy human beings, right? That's the situation we're in. We're in an economy where it's not just human beings aren't important. That would be bad. But we're in an economy where it's based off of killing people and like rifling through their brains, and people don't matter, the technology matters, right? Now economies that work are based on human beings' health. When you have, and there have been economies, there have been countries that have made economies where it's like their mark, their not their mark, their money, their financial mark, right, was based on people's productivity and what they can buy and sell, right? These are simple things that we don't know about because we're in the world of dividends and interest and really pilfering. Like our money isn't really our own and it will be taken from us soon, right? It's not something that we have a value that we give to other people of value that are like small businesses, and then a society works together because the money's tied to our ability to produce, right? I feel like our economy is based on people dying because they want to replace us with AI and robots to do most of the tasks, right? That long term, right? But what I've learned is a long term murder is more painful than a short term murder. I've never experienced a short term murder, but I sure have experienced a long term attempted murder. I'm trying to be funny about it. The being funny about it and being absurd about it is maybe one of the best ways to neutralize it. But they've gotten me in some situations, especially with the remote neural manipulation, where it's like I feel so just like stilted that I don't feel like my funny self, you know. And that's been through the whole thing, but you know, that comes and goes with the targeting. Um, I'm moving forward. God has many miracles, and I know God put me in this position. God put me in this position to experience this and to do something with it. Even if I die, I'll have these videos here for y'all to go, well, he just died, and we saw him talking about this target, so it must, you know, you targets will know, but maybe even some non-target individuals will know too. I'm pretty tired right now. pretty tired, but I'm like, and it's the thing with mine. Well, I guess I won't go into all that, but like I've been targeted for so long. I think I've had this really strong one that's been messing with my brain and messing, like coursing directed energy through my body since I was like 12. So that's a long time. I'm going to be 42 in February, and that's a long time to have directed energy kind of controlling your nervous system, building up, right? It building up and then getting really bad in like 2011. But it's a long time to have directed energy kind of controlling your brain, and then you're kind of bringing it down with with the power that they have to do it. And it's a big change. It's like my brain has to kind of you know, and I'm worried that they're going to be like, okay, well, the biometrics are broke. I don't even want to say, I don't, knock on wood, I don't want to say those things. I don't want to even say the things that I'm like worried about. I love you guys. This has just been a happy new year. I hope everybody got to have fun, or if you didn't get to go out, you maybe watch some movies that you liked or do what you like. It's a beautiful world. It's a really beautiful world, and we are infinite. We are immortal already. So this world is beautiful, but where we're going next is not even comparable, right? And if we make the right decisions, it doesn't matter about this target and how much pain it's brought to us. We get to go there if we stay close to God. Some of these people who are gang stalking and microwaving people, if they're not connected to God, I mean, maybe they'll get some money here and be miserable, killing people that they don't even friggin' know. But then they don't get that good stuff. They don't get heaven. In the name of Jesus Christ. All right, guys, I love y'all. My hair's getting long in a way that it's not too bad now. This is the longest it's ever been. I don't know, I find it pretentious. I find guys with the long hair that are always messing with it, I find it annoying for some reason. That's just a personal thing. I think women like long hair. Women like me, and I'm not like it. I don't have a harem here in my condo or anything, but like when I was younger, women liked my long hair. I don't have anything close to a harem because it's just me. Uh, I am my own harem. This is one of the things that's huge. As I've been weakening this in my sternum, in my esophagus, I've been able to smile and laugh more. Like I'd have times where I'd go into like just go into the public, like have to go to the store or something, and people would say like a joke and they'd be laughing, and it was like hard to laugh or smile because like the just the pressure in here and stuff like that is very, very weird. But I've been able to laugh more naturally now. Weird. I know weird. It's targeting's weird. It's MK Ultra, right? MK Ultra plus like killing you at the same time, the worst. And then we're in trouble. I'll make another video because I wanted to talk. I had started to watch the Wormwood Netflix video, and it's like about the guy who was in MK Ultra and he committed suicide. He was thrown out of a window, right? Frank Olson, and I was like, boy, it's this huge mystery documentary on Netflix, but we have this stuff happening way worse with electromagnetic weapons, right? With directed energy weapons and like gang stalking and just onslaught, onslaught to innocent people just to try and make them violent, try and mess with their heads, try and isolate them, a bunch of different stuff. Cruelty. It's training on cruelty. What is the cruelest ways to control people and break them down, right? It's bad. It's evil, and the people in our country doing it are evil, and they have evil planned for everyone in our country. I'm not trying to be negative because we got a big God. We got a big God that's intertwined through all of Satan's workings on the earth, and in the long run, humanity will win, right? We're just in a painful time. And I feel like individually I'm experiencing that. Getting to 40 minutes. I love you guys. I love y'all. Just stay strong. We're in a new world. We're in an asymmetrical world. So get with God so you can become asymmetrical, maybe let go of some of those things, right? Independence of outcome. I'm going to make a video. That's what I wanted to make a video on that, but it is I want to say Happy New Year's first. Independence of outcome is very important for a target individual. It's something it's super difficult. I haven't perfected it or anything, but it's a good starting point. And I want to explain that to y'all in the next video, I think. Okay, guys, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one.